So just to set out the ground rules, only taking, because it's a press conference, I'm only taking questions from journalists. So if you put up your hand, please, if I call you, if you state your name, your media organisation, and also whether your media organisation receives any money from the European Union.
Quite right. Yeah. Quite right. So you're in trouble.
Fiora.
Catherine Fiore, EU reporter, and we do not receive any money from the European Union.
Very good.
Today, you've described this victory as a victory for ordinary and decent people. But don't you think ordinary and decent people deserve a debate that was based on facts and not lies? One of the most preeminent lies in this discussion was the €350 million per week that will be going to the NHS. A lot of people feel sorely deceived that they were lied to on this point. It may not have been a point that was made by the Leave.eu campaign, but there were other lies, there were other misleading facts.
Okay, we'll take that question.
Yeah, I mean, look, you know, the 350 million a week gross figure, actually it's higher than that, but then there's a rebate and then there's money that comes back. And I think, you know, I've said all the way through, I think it was a mistake for the official campaign to portray it in that way. They didn't need to do that, because even after the rebate, and even after the money that comes back, whether it's for agriculture or regional development or research, even after all of that, you know, net, unarguably, in the government's pink book of statistics, it's £34 million a day, £10 billion a year. So they didn't need to do that. Are we going to be better off? Will we have more of our own money to spend? Yes, but I think it was a mistake to have gone down that route, which is why I never chose to do so myself in the campaign. However, when it comes to lies, I don't think that either Vote Leave or Leave.eu, you know, frankly, got anywhere close to what we were told by the Romaniacs during this campaign, namely that you cannot have access to the single market without the free movement of people. That was the line that was put again and again and again. And there may be one or two of you in the room that still believe that, and we'll deconstruct that over the course of the next 10 minutes or so. You know, every country in the world has access to a single market. In fact, if you look at last year's trade figures, 1.4 trillion euros worth of goods were bought by European consumers from countries with whom there is not only no free movement of people, but in most cases there is no trade deal of any kind at all. So it is always regrettable at the end of any election campaign, at the end of any referendum, that either side, you know, can point at the other and say they weren't telling the truth. All I do know is the one argument that did win wasn't the 350 million a week for the NHS. The one argument that won was we chose to become an independent, self-governing nation.
Okay, thank you.